that, folks, is why you wear gloves. That's why you wear gloves. Can you imagine the ouch that would have just happened? I mean, all right. All right, welcome back. Mike Vig, Mosquito Mike's Garage. Today we're going to be talking about AFCO Coilover Shocks. You can go to either afcoracing.com or I got these off of Speedway. It's the AFCO Street Rod Shock. It's actually AFCO Street Rod Coilover Shock Kit. Comes with 3 parts: the shock itself, the components to hold the spring in place and tension it properly, or load it properly, I guess is probably the right term, and the spring. These are currently, it is like January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, somewhere in there of 2025. I got them for 120 bucks a piece, $119.29. These are 275, rated at 275 pounds. It's way too much for my application. This Model T, I only needed like 150 pounds, but I didn't pay attention when I ordered them. But here's how you put them together. If you're here, you want to know how to put them together. So let's do that. We will start by opening these shocks. They are nicely wrapped where they aren't going to get scratched up. If you're building a build that is pristine, these will they will meet your needs. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to take the tape off that end, tape off this end real quick, and then open up our shock. Boom. Standard shock. I'm actually going to leave this right here so I don't scratch it up. In this box, the second part of the 3-part kit that you get comes with the top, the bottom, components to hold the spring in place. Nicely wrapped. Again, these are aluminum and they feel like they're very high quality. These aren't top of the line, and I've never used AFCO, so I can't tell you. I'll let this ride for a while and I'll try them, and then I'll maybe put some comments on here as to how satisfied. But as of right now, I like the components. They feel good quality. You're going to want to get some anti-seize. I will be putting anti-seize on these before I tension them. But the first step is to get this all the way loose. Okay, so you're going to see in here there's a little groove that is going to serve to hold this in place on the bottom of the shock. Okay, I'm sorry, the top of the shock. Bottom of the shock, yes. So that's going to end up going on right there. This is going to go on the top. I'll explain that in a second. Let's take a look at the third component of this kit, which is nicely wrapped in a flannel bag, it looks like. This thing's pretty slick. Maybe more than you actually need, but I'm very happy with it so far. And look at that. Pretty. Not a scratch on it. So again, if you're building a street rod, hot rod that you want to keep things looking very nice, I like it. Those all came very nicely wrapped. They seem to be good quality. So I'm going to lay this down right here to where I won't scratch things up. Within the box of the coilover components, you're going to find this. Inside here, you have 2 zip ties, which I'm sure you're supposed to use. I don't plan to because I'm hard-headed. You also will find these 2 components. Let me open this up, okay? So these 2 components come together in a bag. And they are this little keeper ring, okay? We're going to, without over expanding it, we're going to expand it enough to put in this groove on the shock, okay? In order to do that, I have a pair of pliers that are spring-loaded to actually close and are intended for this sort of purpose. These pliers have some some grooves on them to give you a little traction on the end. So they'll go right in there, and I'll be able to slide that right over the top. In fact, let's just do that. So I have it ready. I'm going to expand it, but to the minimal amount possible to get over the end of the shock. In fact, I'm going to come this direction because it looks smaller. That might just be my eyeballs and not actually true. Okay, minimal amount. I don't want to over expand that, and I should have come from the other end, so I didn't scratch my shock up the whole way, but whatever. It is now almost in place. There we go. Okay, boom, clicked right into that groove at the top of the shock. Bottom of the shock. Bottom of the shock. Okay, now I'm going to take the component that actually provides tension to your spring and loads your spring. And again, I'm going to bring it all the way as loose as it can get. Because this already has the bushings in here, which I actually like. I don't have to fool with getting them in there myself and whatnot. This is a little tight. So you're going to go make sure it's in the right orientation to where the groove and the least amount of tension is all the way down. And you'll know that because obviously one end, it stops. You can't come off that end. This end, this tensioner could come all the way off the other end because the threads go all the way out. So I'm going to, you don't need to do that ahead of time, but I'm going to loosen it all the way. And I'm going to go right over the top of this. Nice and easy without scratching everything up. And I'm compressing the spring, so you want to watch it so you don't pinch the heck out of yourself. So now that is where the little keeper ring won't let it go all the way down. But remember that groove sits in here. So we need this to go ahead and go. It'll also make the next step easier. So in order to do that, I got my handy dandy vice grips, channel locks, sorry. And I'm gonna get them barely where I can just squeeze that thing. Get it oriented properly, squeeze it a touch, boom. It didn't even take hardly anything. Okay, if you don't expend that too much, it'll go right on. And then you can push it down and seat it all the way in there. And it'll just barely click when it's all the way down. Okay, so now you can see it is down in there. It's kind of hard to tell, but see how we can't see it anymore? Okay, so that is properly seated. Now I'm going to take my shock, I'm going to put in my vise. I recommend putting some plastic vise guards on here, or you can be cheap like me and just put a rag in there. We're not going to get too crazy. Definitely wear your eye pro, because next we're going to put the spring on. This will put an eye out for sure. I don't think there's an up and a down to this. Give me a comment, let me know if I'm completely crazy, but I don't think there is. So I'm going to just put letters up because I like letters up. I don't know. Load my spring right on there. That is all the way down, so it has the least amount of tension. And then check this thing out, okay? So this is the top. It has this groove. Other manufacturers don't, or not, at least the ones I saw. This is why I'm making this video. I got online. I Googleplexed how to put coilover springs together, or shocks. All of them are wrong. I put this on and I've hassled and I went and played. I made a snowman, a snow castle, and sledded, and it hit me. I needed to do it this direction instead of the other direction. Other manufacturers, you put this on first and you stack them up the other way, because this thread is integrated into the shock itself. In this case, you start by making sure you have gloves on. I'm going to get my other glove. Okay, because this will pinch the poop out of you. So, you take the groove, okay? I'm going to compress this shock without forcing it too much. I'm going to compress the shock down until I can get that to slide underneath. I don't want to push too hard forward at first because it'll mar that up. Boom. Clipped right in. I'm no bodybuilder, So if I could do that with the 275 rated springs, I'm sure you can too. Got it in there, get it centered. Boom, we have a coilover shock. Now we're gonna get our tensioner. We're gonna rotate this and put 1 inch of preload on it. That's what the manufacturer recommends. And then I'm gonna mock them up on my Model T pickup and see how they look. And get them apply the proper tension for the ride that I want, ride height, ride conditions that I want. There you go. That is how to put a coilover shock together. If you found something useful, give me one of those likes and follows and all that. If nothing else, you'll be able to watch me and learn how I can hurt myself more ways on this Model T that we're building 100 years later, coming in 101 years. Thanks for watching along. See ya.